Hey friends, we're here for upper body push. We've got chest, triceps, a little bit of shoulders. I just finished a prolonged warm up. We're going to do a quick dynamic stretch here before the workout gets started. I have a resistance band for that. Um, Not 100% necessary, but definitely helpful for shoulder mobility and opening up the chest in the warm up. If you do not have a resistance band, I will give you an alternate for dumbbells if you're dumbbells only today. If you're taking this workout to the gym with you, you'll need a bench. You'll need access to a cable machine with a rope attachment, preferably, and a variety of dumbbells as well. So we've got two supersets. Then we have a standalone exercise with recovery. We've got a 5-minute AMRAP to finish. So you'll be in charge of tracking your reps, sets, your weight selection, everything. So you can get by with just like a couple sets of weights if that's all you've got. I would definitely recommend something lighter-ish for today for triceps, and then we've got a squat to jab in our finisher. So something light, I would say 10 pounds or below. And then I have a variety of heavier options. I've got 15s, 20s, 30s for chest pressing. We're going to keep our chest presses on the lower rep range, so you can go heavier. Definitely take advantage of that. What we've got overhead pressing, we've got push-ups, we've got tricep extensions with our band, all of the good stuff, all the basics, and then some fun accessory work sprinkled in. So let me just make a quick change here. All right, there we go. Let me get my music back up and running, and then we'll get it going in the warm up. Got a new playlist, and I'm real pumped about it. All right, so let's go ahead with some over and back. I have a shallow bench that I'm going to pull it into frame when the time comes. Real quick basic warm up, just working on shoulder mobility, rotator work. We're going to go into some field goals in 3, 2, 1. All right, get my water off of that. All right, so close it up and press it up. Good for 3, 2, and 1. All right, cool. We're going to drop it into some spinal rotator stuff. Inchworm it into a plank. Drop those knees. Bring one hand behind that ear. We're going to bring that elbow down and all the way up. Spinal rotations become super important in everyday life, everyday functional movements. How many times you twist your body the wrong way, you accidentally look up too quickly or look down too quickly, you pull something, right? So this is the kind of dynamic stretch work and mobility work that becomes super important just for functioning. If you're somebody who has any prolonged sitting in your day, if you've got a desk job or a sedentary job, these movements become very, very important. Good, relax. You can hang back in child's pose or take the next 30 seconds, stretch out anything else that you might want to stretch out. Get my cheat sheet. We're going to begin with our push-ups, and we've got banded tricep extensions, okay? So I'm using a light resistance band. You can use a light cable option. Essentially, we're going to come into a kneeling position. Boom. Get as far away in terms of your resistance level as you need. I'm telling you, this move right after push-ups, it hits different. It hits different. We've got 4 sets. This is our only superset. We've got 4 sets, so let's make it count. Push-ups, 8 to 10, you know my rule. So, nobody's on their knees. I don't care if you're up against the wall instead. I don't care if you're on your bench in an inverted position to help you with that angle in your push-ups. I don't care if you're working on just the negative or just the push. The entire time, you're going to do anything but push-ups from your knees. When you feel ready to string push-ups together, get as many back-to-back to back as you can. If you have modified only one set, for example, and you're working on stringing more in multiple sets, then I want you going for that today. I want you setting a goal and at least one of these main movements, either push-ups, chest presses, Arnold presses, okay, one of those main movements. I want you taking that move and really pushing yourself until true failure, okay? So that might mean going for 3 sets in push-ups, failing where you fail, all right? We're shooting for 8 to 10. But again, if you're pushing yourself outside of a modification and you're failing at 4, 5, or 6, I'd rather you do that. Let's do it. Four sets, 8 to 10, set number 1, underway. Awesome shit. Tricep extends. 8 to 12 sets, 8 to 12 reps. Awesome shit. Now listen, if your push-ups are easy, don't be shy. Grab a plate, have somebody throw it on your back, or gradually place it on your back. Make your push-ups harder. All right, that might be what I'm going for in sets 3 and 4. So, stop going beyond 12. All right, if you're hitting 10 and that feels easy to you, I want you throwing a plate on your back. Wherever you're at in terms of fitness level, you're going to need to start making things more challenging for yourself proactively if needed, so that you are constantly getting close to failure and then exceeding that expectation. Set number 2. If you need more recovery, go ahead and take it. Get your angles right. Awesome shit. Quick recovery. Whew. Quick recovery. Little sip of water if you need it. All right. It's interesting when you find that when you finally train till failure or very close to it, you're like, wow, what was I doing before? Like, I thought I was challenging myself before. I was actually leaving like 5, 6 reps on the table every single time. When you honestly get real and start pushing yourself in a real way, now you can come to terms with the fact that you can actually do more. It's possible, and if you can and you're not, then you're doing yourself a disservice. All right, attempting weighted push-ups. This is really tough to do without a partner, but here we are. All right, try to go to the flat part of your back, and this is a great exercise, by the way, in keeping a flat back. If this happens to fall, I'm not going to get mad about it. It's my attempt, okay? If you're attempting along with me, then bravo. Here we go, 8 to 10, set number 3. That was my attempt. Good shit. All right. Little 30-second recovery. We've got our last set, best set. Don't leave anything on the table. Now listen, success, it's not always linear. Today in this workout, I feel really good. I feel good about challenging myself and pushing myself. Last week was kind of like a shit show, I'll be honest with you. So where you're failing at 8 last week, you might be pushing well beyond that this week or next week. And then you might have a setback for whatever reason. There's peaks and valleys, okay? So don't always expect that your progression looks like a linear change. We need these deload weeks. We need to have peaks and valleys in the process, okay? So that you can constantly measure, but don't get too caught up in the numbers. Take your body's feedback for what it is. And maybe your body's telling you, hey, you need more carbs, you need more recovery. Hey, you need some low steady state cardio. Quit doing the HIIT. You need to start understanding what your body's telling you. Data is great. The numbers don't lie, ever. But you need to also work the qualitative and the quantitative together and take action with the 2 data points. So let's do it. Last round, last set, best set. Walk it in, get a little extra stretch. Awesome shit. Set number 1 is done. Check it off the list. We can move forward now. Let's grab our bench. We've got some chest pressing. Oh, you recover. I'll set up my bench. Now remember, if you're not ready for a bench, cool, stick to the floor. All right, so floor presses are just as effective. Your bench kind of forces a little bit more control on your end, especially on the negative or eccentric motion. So coming down, this setup is going to require a bit more control. Again, if you were at the gym using a bench press, always have a spotter, okay? If possible, if you're working with a heavier weight range, please, please, please have a spotter. We're going 6 to 8 chest presses, and then we're gonna move to the floor for reverse plank rotations, which I will demo super quick, all right? So here's your reverse plank, what it looks like. Boom, rotate, boom, boom. All right, so that was 1 per side, and we're gonna go 8 per side, 16 total. So I'm actually gonna start with 20. I'm gonna work a progression here. I'm gonna start with 20s. We did just do a bunch of push-ups, so don't discredit that. If you wanna start at a lighter weight range and then progress, that's cool. 6 to 8. Arch that back, dig the heels in, drive those shoulder blades into your bench or your ground, wherever you're at, to protect those shoulders. Get your angle right. 45 degrees, sort of like the top part of an arrow. Do you feel that control? You gotta force it. If you're using that bench, try to safely drop those weights right by your side. Don't let that heavy weight carry your arms out. That would be brutal. Place the hands right by the hips. Fingertips facing forward. Lift. Let's go. Super deceptively challenging move. My triceps are freaking burning. Triceps are burning. I'm sticking with these 20s. I'll be honest with you. So I'm gonna stick with these 20s for set number 2. Maybe set number 3 is when I grab the 30s. That's just where I am at today. Take a second to get your position right, please, and thank you. Get your angle right. sippy sip. Little break. Oh, my goodness. We've got one more set. Then we move on to Arnold presses. If you're still recovering, cool, take that recovery time. Last set, best set. I'm gonna go to 6, I think. That's what I'm feeling. Safely rack those weights. Here we go. Damn. One of the most deceptively challenging moves, right there. Boy, that's over with. Kneeling Arnold press. Here we go, 3 sets, 8 to 12 reps. That's a decent range. All right, so if you're gonna progress, like start with a low weight, progress heavier, cool. We got a wide range to work with. So take each set and do your best with each set. If you can win every set, you will progress in this movement right here. Engage that core. Right. Left a couple reps in the reserve. My goal is to make progressions, right? So I hit 15 for 10 reps. I'm going for 20s this round. Even if I might fail at 8, I'm good with that. I am good with that. So I'm gonna rest for about another 15 seconds. Make sure you are recovering. This is a standalone exercise for a reason. It's very difficult to stress the shoulders with anything else. Makes sense to stress triceps and chest. Those are kind of like opposing muscles. So shoulders, smaller muscle group, very hard to superset with something else. The recovery is intentional. So please don't rush into the next set. We've got plenty of time to recover. So let's go ahead and take that time. Up to 2 minutes if you need to. Set number 2 coming at you. We've got 3 sets total. And we move into our 5-minute AMRAP. weight. Okay, so I'm gonna keep that weight. I don't wanna back it down. I wanna keep the existing weight that I'm progressing or even going heavier, even if that means, again, failing at 8. So, recovery. I'll go ahead and go over the 5-minute AMRAP. What we've got is a squat to jab, boom. So squat it down, pop it up, jab, jab. That's 1 rep. We've got 10 reps total. Then we've got a standing alternating overhead press. Yikes, plot twist. Overhead press is coming again, alternating, so 12 total, 6 per side. Then we've got a side plank extension. So similar to what we did in the warm-up, side plank position, you could drop that inside knee, keep the inside knee bent. If you need to modify that, we've got 8 per side. And that is the 5-minute AMRAP. And look at that, we're in our last set. Made it to 9. I knew I had more overhead presses coming, so I wasn't gonna burn myself totally out. Here we go, last 5 minutes of work. A squat to jab, 5-minute running clock. Here we go. Grabbing my 10s for this. Fight position. Squat, boom, boom. Halfway. Good move to release some aggression. Side plankarooskies. We burning out? I'm burning. I'm burning. Here we go. Might be modifying this. Side plank, modify here. Or take it into a full side plank. Eight. Same thing other side. We're minute 2:05. Almost there. Eight. Whew. All right, we are in minute 3 of 5. Do I have a lighter weight? Yeah, I got 8s. All right, grabbing 8s for these jabs. Same thing, other side. Two more. presses. Here we go. Potentially our last time for these side planks. Same thing, other side. Here we go. Eight. All right, we've got 40 seconds remaining. Let's squat and jab it out. Fifteen seconds to go, 2 more. Final 10. Good for 3, 2, and 1. Dang. Shoulders, chest, tries. That was a fucking heater today. Woo! That was a banger. So, way to show up, way to get it done, way to slay. Hydrate, eat, stretch, nourish yourself. I'll see you next time.